Give up already. Yeah, I get it. So it's been a year since I last uploaded on this channel, and to be honest with you, I gave up. That's just the truth of it. I literally had a video scheduled to go out that was saying, "Yep, this is it. I'm done now," and I was gonna call it a day. I'm pretty much retiring from being a YouTuber. I'm done. It's over. I'm calling it a day. But I decided not to pull the plug, and I will tell you the reason for that at the end of this video. I feel like now is more perfect than ever to talk about why YouTube is just a headache for me, and also my experience with YouTube. Let's give some background. So I've been doing YouTube for around 13 years on several different channels, but realistically, I've been trying to pick up a camera since I was 7 years old, which is actually just around 15 years ago. Not really as a YouTuber, but as a wannabe YouTuber. For context, in this period of time, Ryan Higa was the #1 YouTuber, and PewDiePie had only just started. But as I said, 2 years later, I'd finally start uploading. From there, I'd literally try every genre of content. And of course, doing that, I'd never made it as a kid. Some YouTube guru nowadays would probably just tell me that I didn't stick to one genre and that's the reason why I'm not successful and all that. But I was 9 years old. I was a 9-year-old trying to do whatever I wanted at that point. I feel like my YouTube channel was a very good representation of me discovering myself. I really did everything I could to be a successful YouTuber, despite the age, despite my tools, despite everything. In 2020, when I was 17, I finally began going all in for content creation. And to be honest, we all know why. I had nothing else to do. I'd upload, I'd stream, and I'd just attempt to enjoy as much of my life as I could in lockdown. This is arguably the most fun I'd had doing content creation. However, something happened. As soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, a creative friend who I thought was a friend started calling me a clout chaser. And admittedly, I'd got into a bit of a crisis on how I would approach doing content in the future, and I wanted to create for the purpose of creation, and I feel like a lot of my content around that time did kind of go into that kind of, oh, I'm just trying to do this for the views kind of deal. And I got kind of sucked into it a bit too much. And I do agree to an extent with what he said. This did affect me though, because they literally did not want to be my friend because of it. And I quite admired them for what they were doing and their confidence in front of a camera. They'd also say lies about me as well and say them as if they're facts, and everyone would believe them because they were one of those people that was so liked and beloved in the community. It was a mixture of lies, a mixture of truths, and it made me overthink everything about myself, to be honest. I was very insecure at the time. What made things worse is simultaneously while this was happening, a lot of drama was happening on Twitter and a lot of the smaller YouTube communities. Some against myself. I'd honestly say like 25% of it was valid and like 75% wasn't. It was that bad. Maybe some of it was self-inflicted due to my own stupidity, but it was also taken to a toxic level. Like, it was so toxic in those communities. And as someone who was a very chronically online teenager at the time, this was awful for me. Saying that though, in 2021, I'd end up participating in Clash of Creators, which I've made a video about, and it was one of the most insane events that I've ever been a part of. I'd meet a lot of massive UK YouTubers, and it's kind of crazy because I don't blame myself for having imposter syndrome in that, because being a small creator, being a selected small creator in that event, I really did not make sense to be there. And obviously, after something like this, you feel like you're gonna make your break. You're gonna do it. You're gonna become the big YouTuber that you've always wanted to be. But obviously not. But I did have some great chats with a lot of the bigger creators, and to be honest, like, I learned a lot from these experiences. This was like a massive high for me that would be hit with the biggest lows afterwards. Later that same year, I'd start uni, which I could have thrived in. That could have been my break year. That could have been it. That would have been the best time for me to make content. But people wanted to moan and clap next to my fucking room. Or they wanted to get COVID. or they wanted to have a massive party that I get blamed for having noise complaints. My momentum fell off massively, and my mental health was definitely declining in this period. And then throughout uni, I had the knowledge that my dad was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I was also on a sofa for 100 days without a home. Yeah, it was just a lot for me. In fact, I'd probably say that 100 Days video was probably the death of my desire to make videos for a long time. And it was very rare for me to make videos that I felt really happy with as well. I know I haven't made it, and to be honest, I'm not really built for that lifestyle. I also felt like my mindset wasn't built to be the master of one, while a lot of the more successful YouTubers are that. They are the master of just being a YouTuber, and that's the reason why they are successful. I always hate when people shorten the jack of all trades, master of one quote to what I just said, because it ends with, but oftentimes better than a master of one. I'm more creative than just being a YouTuber. I'm not really stuck down to one thing. 1 second, hold on. I'm currently trying to draw and like customize clothes at the moment. I'm really enjoying that. I've made a card game, which I'll talk about in another video. I want to write a fiction book that isn't terrible. Or maybe star in the live action One Piece. I know the character, I know the roles. I literally have no acting experience. I just want to be in One Piece. Another thing that's weird on me as well is obviously I've been watching YouTube for 15 or more years. And I've made friends with a lot of content creators as well, which means I've seen creators and friends change over a long period of time. Unluckily for my experience, a lot of my childhood inspirations that motivated me to become a YouTuber are either terrible people or no longer with us. And that also applies to old creator friends as well. My original motivation has been tainted by reality, but also the platform itself has changed too, where in the past 5 years there's been a lack of genuine content. It's plain food with no sauce or seasoning, and at best it's fast food not made with love. I am going to be looking at my script for this next bit because it goes crazy, but I also don't think I can remember it off the top of my head. Mr. Beast feels similar to Art Deco in the Industrial Revolution, where the sole purpose of his creations is money and what sells instead of creating craft for the beauty of it, the genuine passion for it, and, of course, for the fun of it. And as history tells it, Art Deco, as with Mr. Beast, works well in business so he won't fall off. He'll keep going while other art movements have their moments and die. Yes, Art Deco has some great qualities, but it's more about the intent of the creation. He's the biggest creator too, so he sets the formula for everyone else, and it's become overwhelmingly oversaturated with that kind of content, that kind of hook. Mainly in his niche though, but it does branch out into other niches as well. So what about now? Why have I decided to upload a video 1 year after I uploaded my last? And why am I doing this in the first place? The original intention for half of this script was about me leaving YouTube and just leaving it all behind. But now, I think I'm beginning to see a lot more unique and incredible content creation come out in recent time. And it feels like it's been so long since I've actually seen some unique content creation come out on this platform and it be very genuine, be authentic, and it's moved me. My experience has showed me the lows of content creation and also gave me hints of what life could have been without that notoriety, which I'm actually very grateful for that I didn't have when I was younger. With this though, I've learnt a lot. I'm not here to give you advice you must follow. I've failed for the most part, and I'm not just some fake guru trying to sell you a course on how to be big on YouTube here. But as a viewer and a creator for more than a decade, I want people to be more authentically themselves, find inspiration outside of YouTube videos instead of scrolling on social media, to stop editing like an attention seeker, and to stop being a damn perfectionist. This is a bonus tip if you're like a really, really good editor. Start editing your videos in a style that represents your personality in a way that nobody else can touch. The best videos genuinely surprise me with style. The rest is up to you. You can hook viewers in whatever way that you feel is right. You can network with as many people as you want to. Do you follow some random person's advice that you see on the internet? It's up to you. Just care about the craft. It sounds crazy to say this, but it's not the end for me. I'm actually finding out a lot of different things about myself that I never knew before. And that's what I've been doing over this past year, is more like a self-discovery kind of thing. And how I describe this channel now is my journey to find myself creatively. I also feel like I've aged so much faster than I really should have, to be honest. But that baggage I carry is baggage I won't neglect, and baggage that I will use to create even better content than I've ever done before. But yeah, my next video won't take a year to come out. I hope. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves and have yourself a damn good one. And watch this video that made me lose my mind a bit because I don't have any other videos to put at the end card. Sweet.